Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play SimCity. On the last video we started a brand new city in map 61 and we started from the corner over here and we started to develop our city a little bit. But it looks like our population is kind of petering out and leveling out, so what we're going to have to do is build a little bit more and expand our city a little further. But before we do that, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need an airport and a seaport. So we're going to have to do something to get that money. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to expand the population just a little bit further, and that will give me a higher tax base. And from there, we can hopefully get a little bit more money, and then I'll let it run for a little while, and then we'll be able to get an airport and a seaport. So I'm going to first of all get a few more zones planted here. And the crime rate was really bad over here, and no, it looks like I'm going to crowd a police department, but we'll be able to have room. If I'm not using fire departments, I'm going to use police departments, and so there. Let me make sure I've got at least one fire department, by the way. I only need one, so I might as well put one up here. Make sure we've got everything squared away here. And I realize the game is paused right now, but yeah, old habits are hard to break. This is the way I played the game when I was 12 or 13 or however old I was, so you know, that's the way it is. And I just ran out of money, but that's okay. You know, just some zones aren't just going to develop, but that's okay. We're almost to the next year. Well, not yet, but we will be soon. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up to the next year. And there we go. So, hold on and I'll be right back. Oh, we've got a next gift here. It's a police headquarters. If we put enough police stations up, we'll get a police headquarters. So, that's what that does. Okay, we've become a capital now, 50,000 people, so that's pretty nice. Theme music has changed once again. And I know, I don't care about pollution. Oh, also we got our scale model now, so that's nice. Pollution I don't care about. Okay, I'm gonna stop it, or put it at a walking speed anyways, because we got a hospital, and I really don't want a hospital. And I also need to connect up some zones and build up a few more zones to kind of balance out these residentials, and then we can save a little bit more money. We can actually grow somewhat without a airport and the seaport, but it's going to be a little limited. So, also we got some stupid hospitals and schools. I really don't want them. I may keep the schools around, but I don't want a hospital. And the reason I want to keep the schools is because we might be able to get a gift from that, and the gifts are going to be useful. So, I'll keep a school up for now, but, you know, later on I'll probably bulldoze them. There's no point. Space is at a premium, and I just built a zone where I didn't need to build a zone. And we're going to need some more industrials around here. So, it's pretty nice. Okay, we're running low on money here, so I'm going to let this run a little bit, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more money soon. So, we'll find out. Alright, I'm going to put it at a walking speed right now because you'll notice they had messages about a brownout. There's nothing I could do about it, so I'm just going to put another power plant up right now. Hospitals, we don't need them right now, so there we go. Just make sure, this is your house right here. Just, if you see something that looks like a school but it isn't, but it's your house, don't bulldoze your house. Also, your house is going to change as your population grows, and that's kind of a nice little sprite work there. And also we got a nice sea top or something that might develop here if we can just get some more things there. We got a zoo here, so I'm going to put the zoo near the residential zones. I'm going to put a little further back so we have some sort of room, and we need a power plant, so we're running out of power. And that'll expand our city a little bit. And we need a seaport, an airport, and we also, we don't need a stadium or anything, but we need a seaport and an airport. Let me check crime real quick. A seaport and airport, just to let you know. We can't afford it just now, but it's going to be 5,000. Well, I believe it's going to be 3,000, sorry. Because it goes up in price. It's either 3,000 or 5,000. I think it's 3,000 though, and an airport it's going to be 10,000. So let's just try to get 15,000 to be safe. That we have a little extra room to build power lines and all that fun stuff. So let me check the map real quick. We'll see how our city's growing. And yes, it does take a little time to pull that up, but let's take a look at the crime real quick. The crime is really bad over here, so I'm going to see what we can do about that. A police headquarters would probably be really good right here. So I'm going to put that up. Whoops, wrong one. And you'll be able to see how that helps with the crime in a moment. But first, let's go back to the map. And you can't be fired as a mayor unless you really run out of money. And you run a loan and you can't pay back the loans, so don't worry about that. Crime rate's bad up here too, and down here. I'm not worried about down there. Over here, I'll probably put a police station, so... but eventually, I'm not worried about that now. So I'm going to let this city grow a little bit. Now we've got another power plant, and we need $15,000, or simoleons, or whatever you want to call them. And I think this was pre-simoleon days, but it may not have been, so... Let's expand the city a little bit, and get some money, so we'll be right back. I'm going to pause for just a second, or slow down the speed, because we've got just enough money for a seaport, and I wanted to check the price. It's 5,000, so I was incorrect. The seaport, by the way, does not have to be anywhere next to the water. So you could pretty much put it anywhere you want to. It doesn't have to be realistic, so I'm going to put it right there. And it's a 4x4 grid, so... And that'll help our population quite a bit as well. The bank, I'm not worried about right now. It could possibly help property values for a commercial zone, but, you know, I'm not really concerned about it. This seaport is going to increase the cap on population a little bit and enable us to get a little bit more tax base. Also, over here we got another hospital developed. I don't want hospitals. Eventually the city's going to become large enough that I'm not going to be able to prevent all the hospitals. So I'm not really worried about it too much. And let me unpause it, or at least speed it up a little bit, and get some more money. We need $10,000 for an airport, so let's see what happens. Okay, this is a good time to stop for that. We've got almost 15,000 simoleons now, and it's a good time for an airport. So let's see what we can do with the airport. We could put it around here, or we could put it towards the island a little bit. It really doesn't matter where we put it, but it's kind of a 4x4, or sorry, a 2x2, or what is it? What I'm thinking of, 6x6 grid. So I'm just going to put it here. It's going to be bad with pollution, but I really don't care at this point. And that's going to help with the population growth too. And we've got a good tax base, and that's nice. But we really need a lot of, and we do need, well, hold on. We got this gift first, the expo, so you can pause that if you want to. The expo is just going to help our commercial zones. So I'm going to put the expo over here. And put a little commercial zone around there. And we're going to need a police department around here soon. I may get rid of some commercial zones soon that aren't developing down there. Yes, I know, I don't care about pollution. You're going to have pollution either way, so you might as well deal with it. And the beauty about this grid is that, I mean, the airport just fits in there perfectly. And you got to worry about plane crashes sometimes around here, so we'll see what happens. If there's plane crash issues, then I'll deal with them then. And also, these commercial zones aren't as useful, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete these commercial zones a little bit. Don't worry about the jobs, they'll come back. I want these industrial zones. To be industrial zones, rather. It's time to move our industrial zones a little bit more this way. And in time, we may actually remove some of these zones over here and transition them to commercial. So, if we do that, we just do that. And we've got a little bit more money. We need a police department over here, because the crime is going to be bad near the airport, as usual, while the strip clubs are. So there we go. I think that's good enough for now, and we're running about the 12-minute mark on my timer, but it's going to be less than that for you guys. So let's see what happens with the city a little bit. And okay, I don't want the bank. It's just going to be wasting space. Let me take a look at the voice real quick. So most people don't think we're doing a good job because of the fire department, but they can't fire us, and they're still moving into our city. So don't worry about that. I mean, if you want to be a good mayor and give everybody police protection and education, you can, but that's not our goal. Our goal is to reach a megalopolis. So, you know, if we can reach a megalopolis, that's our first goal, and then eventually we'll push it a little further. So, and there's the totals there if you want to look at that. Let's take a look at the crime right now. Crime rate's not too bad. There are a couple of spots over here that could probably improve on that. When you have a lot of population density, you're going to get a lot of crime. So, another thing I was going to look at is, let's look at the voice again. Okay, pollution's the biggest problem. That's going to be usually your biggest problem. And taxes are bad too, but, you know, people are going to deal with it. So let's speed up a little bit, let's increase our population a bit, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm going to put this at a walking speed now, and the last big push in this video is I'm going to put in one more power plant down here, and we're going to start putting in, I'm going to leave this room a little bit more for power plants, but we can have some commercial zones around here too. So I'm going to improve the land values around here, and I'm going to put some commercial zones here. And I'm going to save a little bit of room here for another power plant or two. And maybe put, I'm just going to leave that blank down there. So let's expand the city a little bit. 1, 2, 3, boop. That's where we need to put this. Oh, by the way, you can get rid of the menu there. I don't remember what button it is, but I can look it up for you if you're curious. There's only 4 buttons that you can really press in SimCity, so you'll find it eventually. You know, it's funny, I've played the Super Nintendo for so many years, I still haven't memorized where all the buttons are. I'm assuming if this is BA on the bottom and X, Y, so it'll probably be the Y button. But if I'm wrong, sue me. You know. And that's the one thing about getting rid of the menu, you really can't tell how much money you've got left, so, you know, you're gonna have to kind of go back and forth to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to have an issue with industrial zones, so what I'm going to do is fill out this with industrials, this whole sector, and yeah. I'm going to maybe skip a few spots if we have to for police departments. Yeah, this spot I'm going to skip. There's no rhyme or reason really with my police departments. I'm kind of just spacing them out. Helter-skelter. So. By the way, down there, I'll show you in a second. Police department. Right here. Whoops. Okay, police department is over there, and I'm going to put another police department around here somewhere. It's probably right here would be good. Also, you'll see here, there's a C-top here, and that's pretty nice. I'm going to expand the commercials out a little further inward from here on, because, yeah, it's going to be nice if we did that. But there's a C-top right there, and it looks a little different if it's horizontal rather than vertical. And that's pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to build in some more industrials here. It doesn't have to be exact, but we're going to need some serious industrial zones soon, so. More commercials here, and then we're going to expand out the residential zones a bit. The easiest way to do that is just expand the power lines this way, and then that way when you connect them up, they just connect up. And we don't have a police department or anything over here, so it would be nice if we did that here, and maybe, I'll figure it out. And these zones over here by the zoo, that's why I put it close to the water. It's going to have a really big chance of growing into a very big, maybe a R-top there, if we're lucky. And we get another police headquarters, so that's nice. I may use this, I may use the police headquarters down here, because, there we go. Now the police headquarters is only 100 simoleons or dollars to buy, rather than 500 for the police department, so that's actually kind of convenient, I think. And our population's really going to start growing now. I'm going to put just a few more residential zones out here, and eventually I'm going to put some more industrials and stuff over towards the edge and fill it out a little bit, but not now. Not now. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to speed this up a little bit, and we'll see how this grows. There we go. Let's see how many problems we have. Oh, a school down here. I'm going to let the schools develop on their own for now, because you can get gifts from them. But hospitals I don't want, so... I don't want you, hospital. That's why I left myself a little bit of money, just in case hospitals sprung up. Oh, and we got a windmill. This is, if you get a certain amount of commercial zones, I believe, you get a sister city affiliation. I'll double check on that. And if I'm wrong, I'll put it in the comments. Or the whatchamacallit. So there you go. I'm not going to put up a windmill just yet. I'm going to save it. So, if you wanted to read that, you can pause it, but we are running out of time on this video, so I'm going to speed it up. So. And we get a library. This is, if you get a certain number of schools, you can get a library, and that's nice. I believe the number of schools is like 369 for that, so that's nice. I'm going to keep the schools for now, just so I can get the libraries. They will help the land values a bit, and help zones reach their potential, so. Okay, we reached a metropolis, so that's pretty nice. Now, here becomes the longest stage of the Let's Play. It may take several videos for us to get to Megalopolis, but we'll get there eventually, so get used to this theme music. It gets stuck for a while. And one more thing I wanted to point out, you'll notice, now that we got a little bit extra money, these zones up here are not very valuable right here. What you can do to kind of trick the game, is to put a little parkland here. And it'll try to jump up the land values a bit. The reason why the land values are kind of lower out here is because it's not the central part of the city. But once it becomes a central part of the city, this will grow up a little bit. So I'm going to see what this does to land values. That video I linked in the last description of the last video actually showed that land values really helped with this sort of stuff. So I'm going to see what happens with this. And just so you know, I've got a couple more minutes. This is mid. And you got low and mid. Mid is okay. Looks kind of like an agricultural farm or something there, I guess. So, what might also help it is I'm going to put a windmill right here, and that's going to increase the zone's value around here. But I'm not going to put it out here. Now I do have a library. I could put that over here, maybe. Yeah, that's good. Okay, good. So I think that's good. Let's spend a few more minutes accelerating the city out a little bit, and we'll see where the population goes. Okay, we got a plane crash here. Sometimes planes can crash, so it crashed up there. That's just the way it is. Okay, our population's at 139. I'm going to push it to 150,000. And then we'll try to get it a little bit higher than that, I guess. We need a lot of residential and commercial zones right now. More than we need industrial, so I'm going to put some in commercial zones up here and fill out some more residential zones. And that didn't help out with the land values out here, unless, well, for one or two zones it did. But it will eventually. I kind of want to hit 150,000 for this video and population. And I'm going to put some more residential zones out here. Whoops. our tax base right now is really getting substantial, so I'm not worried about money as much anymore. I could possibly lower the taxes a little bit too, but I'm not going to do that until we don't need money anymore. So, you know, I'm going to develop over some parkland here, but I don't care. Alright, and we got some rails to develop here. And I'm going to leave the rail open over here because we've got some residential zones that we can kind of squeeze in here. We can't put it there. We can probably put one there. We can't put one there. That's okay. I was thinking we could probably squeeze in some more residential zones, but nope. Also put in some parkland here. This is going to help land values. This music is going to get stuck in your head. There's just no way around it. Because it's between 100,000 and 500,000 Sims, and you're going to be at that level for a long time. And police department would be nice around here too, because yeah, crime is going to be an issue. Police departments are going to help land values a bit because of the crime, but once land values get really high with parkland and things like that, you know, forget it. You'll be alright. Land values are going to help with the population as well. But I'm going to fill things out before we start dealing with that. Because land values you can increase. Crime you can get rid of with police departments, so not really too worried. Let's see, that's pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. I could probably put some more stuff up here. Let's see. It's really difficult to time a video when you're expanding it, or you're compressing it time-wise, that is. But I'll try to do my best. I was actually happy that the last video ended up being 25 minutes, almost on the dot, so... Alright, that's good enough. More residential zones, I think. I like to get rid of the menu sometimes, it helps. Yes, we get a train station. Once you get enough rail, you can get a train station, so... I'll let you pause and read that if you want. There's a lot of text in here, so I figure you guys can just pause it if you want to read it. Because it's going to add a minute or two for me to assume that you're reading, and everybody reads at a different speed anyway, so... train stations, by the way, can go near rail. And there's a... Why didn't that go there? Okay, there we go. Once you get enough rail, you can do that. You can also get some gifts from roads. I'm not going to deal with the thing right now. We really need some industrial zones, so... I'm going to leave that right here for now and see how this goes, so... Well, there's going to be a crime problem over here, so I'm going to deal with that there. And, kind of evenly spread your police departments out a bit, I suppose. And maybe one up here. So, alright, that's good enough. Make sure this is at a good speed, and let's see what happens with the city. Okay, we got an amusement park here. So I'm going to take the amusement park. With the casino, you can actually get more money for revenue, but our revenue is fine right now, so there's no point with the casino. And the amusement park is going to help us at residential zones, so I'm going to put that up somewhere. I'm just going to put it here. Doesn't matter. Everybody gets to hear that fun music. And we got two stupid hospitals here, but I really am low on money, so I'm not worried about it. Pollution, I don't care. Okay, this is a good time to stop, because you may be wondering, there's a lot of issues that we're going to come up with, like why aren't these zones developing like they should, you know, and all of that fun stuff. And although I do have C-tops around here, this is what happens with the train station. The train station is actually going to push these zones to be a C-top. And we got a couple of another C-top down there, and a lot of R-tops around here. You'll notice this is the central part of the city here, and over towards here the land values are cheaper, that, you know, things aren't developing as much as they should. So this is a good time to stop. So what I'm going to do is 185,000, we jumped from, what was it, 30, 40, 50,000 to 185,000 in one video. So that's pretty good, and our city's really expanding now. And on the next episode we're going to start on this side and kind of work our way in. And maybe if we get enough money, start in this corner and work our way southward here. I'm anticipating the population may hit a plateau between 425 and 475,000. That's what it usually does. But it may hit the plateau a little later. Sometimes it hits a plateau, sometimes we kind of have to just rezone stuff. So we'll see what happens. That's probably going to be in the next 2 or 3 videos. I don't anticipate hitting a megalopolis until a few more days from now at least. So thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.